Hello everyone. Today we are going to learn about standard costing. Now this is a beautiful chapter and there are two approaches of dealing with this chapter. First approach, we are going to learn how the formulas have been developed. We are going to understand the logic behind the formulas. The second way is mugging up the formula. Any way you can approach and crack the chapter, but I would always prefer you understand the logic how the formulas have been arrived at. Now, what do we do under standard costing? Under standard costing, we do variance analysis. Variance क्या होता है? Variance is the variation between two things. And analysis means we are going to understand, we are going to find out the reason behind that variation. That is what we are going to do under standard costing. ठीक है मैम. But variation किसके बीच में? What are we going to find out the variation in between? What are the two things between which we are going to find out the variation? We are going to find out the variation between what we have budgeted and what we have got the actuals as. Now, we all know we are concerned with the profit. So, if we have, let us say for the month, I have budgeted that I will earn a profit of 10,000 and instead of 10,000, if I earn a profit of 8,000, that is my variation. Correct? Now, that variation can be because of two things. Profit कैसे निकलता है? Sales and cost. Sales minus cost. So, either there is variation in the sales or there is variation in the cost, or in most of the cases, in 99.99999% cases, there is variation in both the things. There is variation in sales and there is variation in cost. That means what we have budgeted and what actually has happened, both are different. That is variation. So, for finding out the profit variation, we'll have to deal with sales variance as well as cost variance. For the time being, we leave the sales variance aside. We are only going to concentrate on our cost variance. Now, if I concentrate on the cost variance, we all know there are n number of items in our cost sheet, right? There is material, there is labor, there is expenses, there is overheads. Overheads can again be divided into factory overheads, your selling, admin, all these overheads can be divided, and again under factory overheads also I can divide it under fixed and variable overheads. Why I am dividing it under fixed and variable? Because under standard costing we are going to calculate the fixed overhead variance and the variable overhead variance. So there are various items of cost also under which we will have to calculate the variance and we'll have to analyze the variance. For this video, I am just going to focus on material variance. We are just going to focus on our material variance. Start kare? Now, let us say I have to make shikanji. What is shikanji? Lemonade. So I have a small shop and I am making lemonades. Let us say for that lemonade, I just need two things. One is the sugar and the other is the lemon. Let us say water-free mein. So for better understanding, we'll say that I have only two things. One is the sugar and the other is the lemon. For simplicity, we have just taken two items. Now, I have to make a budget for the month of May. Let us say today we are standing on 30th April and I am going to make a budget of how many lemonades I am going to make in the month of May. Let us say I have seen my past selling experience and all that, and I make a budgeted output of 1000 glasses. That means in 1 month I am going to make 1000 glasses. for these 1000 glasses, I need sugar of, let us say, 500 kgs or 50 kgs, and let us say I need lemons, that is 20 kgs, or let us say 30 kgs. So this is the quantity which I require for making 1,000 glasses of lemonade. Obviously, if I need these two material, I will have to purchase it from the market. So let us say the rate at which I am getting sugar and lemonade, let us say this is for 10 rupees and this is for 5 rupees per kg. So how much am I going to spend? I am going to spend rupees 500 on sugar and 150 on lemon. This is my standard. This is the standard that I have set. That means this is the standard quantity for this output. This is the standard rate at which I am going to purchase. So this I have decided on 30th April. Now coming to my actuals. Now I am standing on 31st May. The whole month is over. I have the actual figures with me. So let us say the actuals were the quantity. Let us say I have used 70 kgs of sugar and I have used 35 kgs of lemon. With this, and I have purchased it at a rate of, let us say this I have purchased at 11 rupees and this I have purchased at 35, right? So this I have purchased at 4 rupees. So what is my spending? My spending would be 770 and this would be 140. Total I have spent 910 rupees. But with this, what was my actual output? My actual output was actually 1500 glasses. So this is the actual scenario for the month of May. Now, I had decided that the cost will be 650, but the cost has gone up to 910. Can I say the variance is 910 minus 650, that is 260? Can I say the variance is rupees 260? No. Why? Why cannot I say that the variance is 910 minus 650? क्योंकि बेटा ये जो standard है, this is for how many units? This is for 1000 glasses. Whereas actually I have made 1500 glasses. Now तुम 10th standard में हो, ठीक है? तुम्हारा 80% आया. There is your brother who is in first standard और उसको 99% आया. बच्चों को दे देते हैं. Now 80% और 99%, क्या तुम्हारे पेरेंट्स तुमको सुना सकते हैं और डांट सकते हैं कि तुम्हारे भाई के 99 आए और तुम्हारे 80 आए? Can they say that? No, they cannot compare the student who is in 10th standard and a student who is in first standard. क्यों? क्योंकि दोनों का बेस ही सेम नहीं है. Right? Similarly, can you compare the standard for 1000 classes with the actuals of 1500 classes? नहीं. If 1000 classes के लिए इतना सामान चाहिए, तो I will have to calculate how much, what is the requirement for 1500 glasses. So we are going to make one more table, that is standard for actual output. Actual output के लिए कितना standard होगा? We are going to calculate that. So quantity, rate and amount. This will be for 1500 glasses. Now, how do I calculate the quantity? Now, how do I calculate the quantity here? For 1000 classes, if I need 50, For 1000 glasses, if I need 50 kgs, for 1500 glasses, how many kgs will I want? I will want 1500 divided by 1000 into 50. That is 75 kgs. Rate change होगा नहीं क्यों rate तो per kg है right so standard rate won't change rate is rupees 10 so I should have spent rupees 750 on sugar for 1500 glasses. Similarly 30 now for 1000 glasses I would require 30 kgs of lemonade. So for 1500 glasses how many kgs will I require? I will require 1.5 into 30 that is equal to 45 kgs. I would require 45 kgs. 45 kgs into 5 rupee so that would be 225. So my total spending should have been 975. But my actual spending is 910. Beta, once you have calculated this, we don't need these details at all. We don't require that details. एक बार अगर तुम्हारा ये table बन गया, then you can calculate all the variances very easily. Now, since we don't require this, I am erasing this part. So first, what you are going to do under standard costing is you are going to make this table. This is for sugar, this is for lemon. We have this information. This will be your first working note always. Now, coming to the variance. Beta, idhar dekh ke batao. There has been a variance in the cost, right? The cost is more or less. मेरा standard था 975. I should have spent 975, but I have spent 910. Is it good or bad? It is good. So the first variance what we are going to calculate is material cost variance. Now, I should have spent 975, but I have spent 910. Good for me or bad for me? Good for me. Good by how much rupees? Rupees 65. I will write here favorable. Why? Because it is favorable for me. What is the formula? Can you derive the formula? Formula is standard cost minus the actual cost. This would give me the material cost variance. This is my first variance. Now, you tell me, there has been a difference in cost because of what reasons? The difference in cost or there is variation because of two reasons. First reason, there is a change in the rate. The second reason is there is a change in the quantity which we have used. Am I right? Because of these two reasons, there is variation. So first we are going to focus on the price. There is a change in the price. So the first reason is material price variance. Now what do we mean by material price variance? As I told you, the variation that we have got is for because of two reasons. So out of those two reasons, how much can I blame the price for the variance? अब आप बोलोगे मैम blame करने की क्या जरूरत है? ये तो favorable है, right? It is favorable, but still I want to know because this is a variance. How much is the price responsible for this variance? So how do we calculate the price variance? Let us see. First for sugar. Now sugar I should have paid rupees 10 per kg, but actually I have paid how much? I have paid 11 rupees. Good or bad? Obviously bad for me, right? I should have paid 10, I paid 11. So I have paid 1 rupee extra on each kg. Into what did we purchase? We have actually purchased 70 kgs. So that means I have paid rupees 70 extra. So it is adverse for me, right? Second, lemon. How much I should have paid? I should have paid 5. How much did I actually pay? I paid 4. Good for me or bad for me? Good for me. I should have paid 5. I paid 4 per kg. So 1 rupee saving on each kg. How much did I purchase? I purchased 35 kgs. The actual purchase was 35 kgs. So I have actually saved 35 rupees on each kg. So what is my actual, the ultimate saving or ultimate extra payment? The ultimate extra payment is 35, which is adverse for me. So even if our total cost has gone favorable, but in price we have paid 35 extra. Now can you derive the formula from this? The formula would be, what is 10 and 5? 10 and 5 is my standard rate. Minus, what is 11 and 4? 11 and 4 is my actual rate. Into, what did I multiply it with? What is 70 and 35? That is the actual quantity. Dekha, you have calculated or you have made the formula on your own. तुमने खुद ही formula बना लिया. That is why I always tell, please focus on the logic. Automatically, you will be able to solve the question. Now, so this is our standard material price variance. The next, I told you the two reasons behind the variation in cost is, one is the price and the second is the quantity. So now we are going to focus on the quantity. So the third variance that we have is material usage variance. This I will write it as MPV, MCV, and this is MUV, material usage variance. Now, similarly, we are going to see how much is the quantity responsible for the variation. Now, coming to sugar. Sugar, I should have used 75 kgs, but actually I used 70 kgs. Good or bad? It is good. So 75 kg minus 70 kg into, now since we are dealing with the cost, I have to multiply it with some rupees. Which rupee will I consider? Will I consider the actual rate or will I consider the standard rate? I will consider the standard rate. Why? Beta, kyunki if you write here the actual rate, what will happen? You are also bringing in the effect of price change. The effect of price change is already considered here. We are just seeing what is the difference because of the quantity. That is why we are going to keep the rate as standard rate here. So you multiply it with rupees 10. So that means 75, 50. 50 favorable. 50 favorable. Similarly, coming to lemon. Lemon, I should have used 45 kgs. I have used 35 kgs. Good or bad? It is good for me. So again, 45 kgs minus 35 kg into rupees 5. That is again 50 favorable. So 50 favorable, 50 favorable, total 100 favorable. So in coming to usage, we have a favorable variance of 100 rupees. Can you derive the formula? The formula would be, what is 75 and 45? Standard quantity minus what is 70 and 35? Actual quantity into which rate? 10 and 5 is my standard rate. So this is material usage variance. Now I told you that these two are the reasons for the ultimate cost or ultimate cost variance. See, how do we check? Check. Material usage variance is equal to material price variance plus material cost variance is equal to material price variance plus material usage variance. Price variance कितना है? 35 adverse plus usage variance कितना है? 100 favorable. So what will be my material cost variance? It would be 65 favorable. Did we get 65 favorable? Yes, we have got 65 favorable. So these are the first three or the major variance which is related to material. We have two more variants which is related to our material. That is the that is concerned with again the usage variance. Let us see that first. The fourth variance is material mix variance. Before we understand this, let us first understand what exactly is going to happen with the quantity. Now, you see there is a change in the quantity, right? Now, this change in the quantity also, there can be two changes because of the quantity. First, देखो हमने एक mix लिया था. We had taken a mix, a ratio of the mix. Have you changed the ratio of the mix? That we need to see. मतलब, let us take with respect to sugar. Sugar, if I make 1500 glasses, as per the standard, I have taken 75 kgs out of a total of 120 kgs, right? Here we have used 105 kgs. So, if I use 120 kgs of raw material, sugar should be 75 kgs, right? So, if I use 105 kgs of raw material, how much sugar should have been there in the mix? So, 75 by 120. This is the ratio of the mix for sugar into 105. That is equal to 65.625 kgs. That means if I am using 105 kgs of raw material, 65.625 kg should have been sugar. How much have I actually used? I have used 70 kgs. Good or bad? Bad. Lemon. Out of 120 kgs of raw material, 45 should have been lemon. But out of 105, how many lemons should have been there? That is 39.375 kgs. Total comes to 105. This is known as revised standard mix. Now, let us see the variation because of the mix. See, as per the standard mix for sugar, I should have used 65.625 kgs. But how many kgs did I actually use? I used 70 kgs. Good or bad? Bad. Because of this change in the mix, how much extra cost have I incurred? Again, why did you use standard cost here? Because if you write the actual cost, our price will come into the picture. We are not supposed to get the price into the picture. We are just dealing with the quantity. So that is equal to 43.75. Good or bad? Adverse. Because of the change in mix, I have paid 43.75 extra for sugar. Coming to lemon. Lemon, I should have used 39.375 kgs. But I used 35 kgs. Good or bad? Good for me. Into which? Standard rate or actual rate? Standard rate of 5 rupee. So that means I have paid less of rupees 21.875. That is favorable. So because of the change in mix, because I did not follow the normal or my standard mix ratio, I have paid an extra of rupees 21.875. I have paid this much extra because I did not follow the standard mix. Now, coming to the last ratio, I am removing this two ratios. I hope you have written it down. The last ratio that we have is material yield variance. How much is the difference in the yield? मतलब yield क्या हुआ? My output. That means if I explain this in Hindi, it would be मैंने जितना रॉ मटेरियल यूज किया उसमें कितना क्वांटिटी बनना चाहिए था और कितना बना उसका डिफरेंस. The raw material which I have used, the quantity of raw material which I have used should have yield what quantity and what quantity is my what is my actual yield. The difference between that is my yield variance. This is MYV. Now, how many before this, what would be the formula for this? The formula for this would be revised standard quantity that we have calculated here minus my actual quantity into the standard rate. This is the formula. Coming back to our yield variance. Now, 105 kgs is the raw material that I have used. 105 kgs as per my standard. If I use this as per my standard, as per the standard, I need 120 kgs of raw material to make 1500 glasses. I have actually used how many kgs? 105 kgs. So for 105 kgs, how many glasses I should have made? I should have made 105 divided by 120 into 1500. That is, I should have made 1312.5 glasses. This should have been my output with the quantity of raw material that I have used. But what is my actual output? My actual output is 1500. Good or bad? Good for us. So my yield variance would be, I should have made 1312.5 glasses, but actually I have made 1500 glasses. Good. So I need a positive answer. Actual output minus what should have been the standard output for the actual quantity into, again I need a rate. Which rate? Standard rate. But ma'am, what you have taken here is the output. So my standard rate would be, I will take a average standard rate. On an average, 975 rupees has to be spent for 1500 glasses. So 975 divided by 1500 spending on raw material for each glass. So that would be into 121.875. 121.875 rupees favorable. So this would give me a favorable variance. That means because of the yield, I have got a favorable variance of 121.875. Now, let us see the last check that we have. So what do we have? What is the formula here? Our formula would be 1500 is what? Actual quantity. Minus what is 1312.5? That is my standard quantity. That is my standard quantity with actual input into the standard, average standard rate per output. This would give me the yield. Now, if the last check that we have, the last check that we are going to see is material usage variance is equal to material mix variance plus material yield variance. That is equal to, what is my material mix variance? 21.875 adverse plus what is yield variance? Yield variance is 121.875 favorable. So this would be 121.875 minus 21.875. So we got 100 favorable. Is it matching to our mix? To our usage variance? Yes. So these are the 5 variances which are related to material. With this, we are done with the material variances. In the next video, we'll be dealing with labor variances. Keep subscribing, keep liking the video so that you get to see the next video. You get the notification of the next video. Thank you.